cloud experts. So let's quickly have a look at the AWS console and AWS free tier. AWS allows you to use its resources for free, but there are some limitations which you should always be sure about it. My name is Sanjay Kumar and I am a cloud trainer and consultant. Now, AWS free tier. AWS, as I mentioned, gives you a free tier account where you can use some services. However, some of these services are always free. Some of these services are 12 months free, which is typically starts from your sign up date, and there are some trials which is actually starts from the date when you activate a particular service. Now, if you really need to know more about it, simply log in into aws.amazon.com/free. It will give you all the details which are available in the free tier. Just to give an example, so it gives you Amazon EC2. If you are not sure what is EC2, don't worry, we are going to talk about it in the next few sessions. So Amazon EC2, they give you every month 720 hours of EC2. However, you have to be very sure which particular instance you are using, because this 750 hours available on only one particular type of instance. So whenever you create these resources, you have to be very sure what kind of resources are being created, and sometimes you may have some additional charges for that. S3, which is simple storage service, it gives you a storage of 5 GB, which is free for 12 months. So here you will see some other information is also mentioned. These services are available for 12 months and these services are available always as free. Amazon SageMaker, which is typically used as a free trial, and Compute, which is AWS Lambda, which is always free. Now Amazon RDS, which is typically relational database services from Amazon AWS, which is again free for 750 hours. Amazon DynamoDB, which is non-relational database, and AWS Lambda, which is typically called as machine learning. Now if you look at this, here also see, here you can click something called as feature or 12 months free, so you can align your services according to your need or which is available as trial, and you can also align these services based on the categories what you have. So you always need to check the AWS free tier in detail before you actually start using, otherwise it may incur some charges to your account. Now whenever you want to create an AWS account, you simply go to aws.amazon.com and create a free account, which gives you 12 months of free tier access. The free tier access we have just discussed in the last slide, where you have to put an email address, which is typically be your AWS the root account. This email will be this email address will be connected to your AWS root account, and you need to put your password, and you need to confirm your password and need to define a name for your AWS account. So once you do that, it will ask for some other details, whether you want to create it as a professional or personal. As we are creating it only for the personal purpose, it simply gives we will simply select the personal part of it, and then we will write our full name, phone number, country of origin, some addresses, and we also need to connect our credit card to it. It typically takes 2 rupees or some small amount depending on your country from your credit card, and it refunds back that amount to your credit card. Now when we are done with our sign up, we can always log in by using either root user. Root user is the user which will always have the highest permission, and you should not use your root user account very frequently. So for a normal workloads or normal work, you should always use something called as IAM user. IAM is called as Identity and Access Management. We are going to talk about that as well. So IAM user, under one root user, I can have multiple IAM users, and I can also assign what are the authorizations those IAM users will have, what are their capabilities, what they will be allowed to do with the AWS resources, whether they will be able to use some services or not, whether they will be able to create some new resources or not. So each and everything can be assigned to these IAM users. We are going to talk about these IAM users in detail. If you are accessing by using root user, you will be using root user email address and the password. please don't forget to set up something called as MFA. MFA is typically called as multi-factor authentication, and you can do it by using some hardware devices or some virtual MFA devices. Now, once you log in, you see a window similar to this, and typically this window keeps on changing from time to time, so it may be slightly different when you log in. But here you will see the name of your AWS account, and this is the place where you will see the region, in which region you are, and the support for this AWS account. Here we have something called services. You can find the services by clicking this particular button, or you can search for some services like EC2 by typing here as well, and it also shows you some of the services which are recently visited. Now when we click on the region part of it, when we click on this, what we see here is multiple regions. So we have US East 1, US East 2, US West 1, US West 2, in Africa, in APAC, in Canada, in Europe. So these are the various regions which are available in AWS Global Infrastructure, and under every region we can have multiple AGs, which are typically called as availability zones. Now when we click on the services tab here, on the services tab, what we see here is the list of services, and all these services either I can categorize under a group. So all the compute services are categorized under compute, all the analytics services, they are grouped under the analytics group, or we can also look at these services based on the A to Z. So you can actually align based on the A to Z or based on the group. So let us understand a little more about account. So when you click on my name, I see my account, my organization, my service quotas, my billing dashboards, the orders and the invoices, and something related to my security credentials. And by using this button, you can sign out from your AWS account. Now, what are the different service categories available? So AWS have various service categories related to the analytics, application integration, AR/VR, augmented reality and virtual reality, AWS cost management, blockchain, databases, customer engagement, containers, compute, business applications, developer tools, end user computing, game tech, Internet of Things, machine learning, management and governance, media services, migration and transfer, mobile applications, networking and content delivery, quantum technologies, robotics, satellite, security, identity and compliance, and storage. These are the various service categories which are available in AWS, and under every service category they have multiple services available. And this picture is taken from aws.amazon.com, and if you need more details, you can simply visit aws.amazon.com. Now that's all in this session, and look forward to see you in the next session. So in this session we are going to talk about AWS free tier and how to sign up for a new account. So in this scenario, what we are going to do is we are going to talk about aws.amazon.com. We will just type in the browser aws.amazon.com/free. So when this page opens, what we see here is AWS free tier account, and it tells you there are services which are always free, some services which are 12 months free, and then some are the trial services. In the left, you can also see you can choose your services based on the tiers, which services are the featured ones, 12 months free, always free, and trials. You can also have a look at the product categories, which are like analytics, application integration, AR/VR, and some other categories for products and services from AWS. In the right side, you see various services which are available for free. So for example, the compute services, the Amazon EC2, 750 hours, which is free for 12 months. At the same time, Amazon S3, which is 5 GB again, and 12 months free. Amazon RDS, again 750 hours for 12 months. So these values, 750 hours, are per month kind of limitation. If you look at Amazon DynamoDB, which is 25 GB of storage, is always free. Amazon SageMaker is available as a free trial for 250 hours. AWS Lambda is always free with 1 million free requests per month. So like that, you can have each and every service and the details in the free trial. However, when you look at this, there are a lot of different pages available, and you can see Amazon CloudWatch, Amazon API Gateway, and n number of other services. So you can scroll it to different pages and you can understand what are the services which are available. But one thing you have to be very sure, when you talk about Amazon EC2 and it says 750 hours, you have to be very sure which particular instance type you are going to use. Now, for example, if you look at the fine print of this, the only instance which will be free, for free tier is either going to be T2 micro or T3 micro, dependent on which region you are in. So you can't really use other instance type. You can only use either T2 micro, T3 micro, depending on the region where you are in. So you have to be very sure which instance you are choosing. We will also see how to limit our usage to the trial version only or the free tier only. So we'll see how we can avoid spending any money on AWS account. So if you really want to create a free account, you simply need to click on create a free account here, and you have to use your email address and the password and confirm password and set up a name for your AWS account, and simply you have to click on continue. Now if you really already have a AWS account, so this account when you create, it will ask for the credit card details and all, and they will deduct some small amount from your account and will refund it back once it is done. That is just for the verification of your credit card. Now if you already have AWS account, you can simply click on this link here and open a new page which will allow you to connect to your existing AWS account. So let's move forward and click sign in our existing AWS account. So while signing in, it gives you two options. Either you want to log in into as a root user, or you want to log in into as a IAM user. So root user is the user which will have highest permissions and will have all unrestricted access to all the resources of AWS infrastructure. However, within an organization, I can have multiple IAM users, and those IAM users will have different type of permissions on what they can do with the AWS infrastructure. So for root user, you have to use your email address. You have to use your email address which you have used for logging into AWS account, and then move forward. And for IAM users, you will need some account ID or account alias for your account, and after that you will be able to give your username and password. So let's move forward and try logging in by using our root user. So here we are in our AWS root account. So in this case, if you see here, it will be shown as your account name. If you click on this, you're going to see multiple options, which is my account, my organization, my service quotas, my billing dashboard, my security credentials, and sign out options. If I click on the next bar, here I will see the list of regions what I have. So by default, I'm logging into the Mumbai region, but if I want, I can also move to Northern Virginia or any other region for that matter. It also depends on how I really want to deploy my workloads, and also where are my users. So I always wanted to have my regions closer to my end user who are going to access these resources day in and day out. However, it depends on a number of other factors as well. The pricing for various resources are going to be different from region to region. If you really want some support, you can always go to support center or some expert help, and or you can get into the forums, documentation, training, and some other resource centers as well. If you want to look at the services, here in the left side you have the services tab, and when you click on this, you will see all the services which are available in this particular time, in this particular region. And in the left side, it will show you all the services which are recently visited. And when I click on this, I can do this. I can search for any particular service, for example EC2, and it will show you all the EC2 services and all the related services where EC2 is being mentioned. Or if I really want to do it, I can simply close this and click on the find services from here. So I can simply find these services from find services tab. You can all check all these things on your AWS Console mobile app as well, and it also gives you some other options depending on which regions you are in. If I want to change the region here, I will simply go to the regions list and simply move to Northern Virginia. Please note, some of the services may be different or may not be available in one region and may be different from one region to another region, and the pricing is also going to be slightly different from one region to another region. That's all about this demo. Let's move forward with the next session. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed this, please like this video and subscribe our YouTube channel. For early notification, you can also press the bell icon. If you need any more information, please visit us at www.cloud-training.guru or email us at cloudtrainingguru101@gmail.com. Thank you very much.